I thank the gentleman for your kindness in doing that. And I appreciate the panel for being here, very much so. I guess I'd add a few more names to the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. I got to remember the fist, Joe Louis and the Joe Louis Arena. Kronk Gym, which is making a comeback. Certainly, I'm so proud that the longtime home of Muhammad and Lani Ali was in my district, and so good to have you here. Mr. Epstein, being a wrestler, I guess a pugilist to some degree, myself and having 5 shoulder surgeries as a result of that, chicken wings, arm bars, Granby rolls, and all of the rest. I wouldn't not do it over again, but that was amateur. I guess I'd like to hear more about the medical coverage of the Ultimate Fighting Championship that goes on, specifically goes on in a person's life, as well as especially the training aspect. What's covered there?
Congressman, thanks for that question. Most injuries actually take place with mixed martial arts athletes, combat sports athletes in training. Because every fight they participate in, many hours are used to train for that particular bout. And that's when many injuries occur. And so over a decade ago at the UFC, we instituted what we call an accident insurance policy for all of the athletes at the UFC that are currently under contract with us. That accident insurance policy provides coverage for any, underline any acute injury sustained by the athlete in training or in any other situation, frankly, leading up to the event. You heard a little bit about what we'd like to do with this bill, which would be to increase the amount of coverage that would be for injuries sustained in a bout. But the coverage that we provide, obviously dovetails with that. It covers all injuries, any acute injury that's sustained during training, and frankly, any injury that the athlete sustains while they're under contract. And that's a very significant thing because in many situations, athletes, they don't have coverage. And they will actually go into a bout injured in order to avail themselves to the, at this point, fairly limited accident insurance policy they'll have relating to a bout injury. So we're very proud of that. We've done it for, I said, over a decade now, and it's something that we think is central to the UBO model and a requirement that all UBOs should have to implement before they can have this status.
That industry-wide standard is greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Ali, you co-founded the Muhammad Ali Center with your late husband. Core mission of the center, as I understand, is to continue his legacy for promoting respect and inspiring positive change. How do you believe H.R. 4624 works toward achieving those goals?
Thank you for that question, Congressman. My husband spent his life trying to inspire and uplift people, especially those who did not have a voice of their own. In this situation, a lot of the boxers don't have that voice either. I appreciate this bill in particular because it addresses not only the legacy of Muhammad in his sport of boxing, where it will maintain that presence of boxing in American sports culture, but also what it does for the people who participate and make that sport possible for us to watch. It will uplift them with minimum payment for each round they box, the health and safety standards that have been incorporated into this act, especially the MRI and MRA brain testing, which is especially important to me. Every 3 years, beginning the first year and then every 3 years thereafter, they are required to take that test. As well as as I said, the performance and recovery institutes that they have. My husband never had any kind of opportunity to have that kind of support as an athlete. A lot of other league athletes do. And boxers are entitled to that as well. And I believe that my husband would approve of the provisions in this act that uplift those boxers and provide a pathway, just the way it provided a pathway for him, to a bigger platform to make an honest living, a decent living, and to be protected while doing so.
Thank you. Before I yield back, because I have to here, I want to say, Mr. Foster, thank you for bringing reality in your testimony to what the sport is about and what fighters go through. Thank you. I yield back.